As the year of 2020 ends, I have uploaded this video which contains, according to myself, the best bits of my uploads. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. There was this particular clip that involves the cocking of the AK-47 in slow-mo. Let me show you. Yep, it looked cool and so I had to recreate it with the Crocs, but holy moly, it took quite a few shots. See for yourself. It just didn't feel as smooth as the gun. I have a solution for your problem. Introducing the new simple score counter. So, download now. Opposing player is not included, to be brought yourself. Blue tack is sold separately, do not eat it as chewing gum. Being a car fanatic, here's a montage of the cars I own. The fourth one is cleaning my nose and ears. Apparently, mouth and eyes can be cleaned by brushing teeth and washing face respectively. But, what about the nose and ears? Personally, for the ears, as much as it is advised not to do so, I use cotton buds to dig deep in. But, the cotton should be slightly damp to clean effectively. For the nose part, there are no better words but to either blow out the nose boogie or dig them out. Also, make sure the visible nostrils are completely clear of any foreign particles. The reason for doing this is because the nose acts like a natural mask with its nose hairs acting as filters, and cleaning it is like renewing a mask. I got to show how much of the titular C I have, and here it is. Let me tell you why cash is good. For obvious reasons, it is needed to get you necessities like Crocs, counter for badminton scores, and a car. Last but not the least, this is me flexing my monthly allowance, scattering it all over the floor. So let me show you my credit card. Okay, yeah, so for real, I don't have a credit card but I do have a debit card, so it's something. It's not just a single video but the entire channel is full of the same plot and completely no originality at all, as I shall translate the video titles to you now. A few years later, rich chairman wears security uniform to visit fiancé. Father-in-law despises and abuses him to do manual labor. In the end, the chairman thought of what tricks? The smart sister of the company's chairman went to his company for an interview, but was fired by a group of despicable interviewers. The chairman found out about it and promptly dealt with them. Materialistic husband knew his wife has been sacked, and so went to take care of his mistress immediately. After 5 years he met his ex-wife, and a good show is about to happen. And etc., etc., etc. Good news is the viewers know it's bad too. Speaking of which, it's absolutely alright for them to enforce the condo rules, but one thing I hate is the tenants who are like this. They think they can have things their way as they're rich and paying the condo bills. Moreover, he bragged that he can afford the 1.5 million unit but wouldn't pay the $10 for his friend's parking fee. Some people's minds are just ridiculous. Let me tell you why badminton is better than golf. First off, badminton needs more skills than the latter. Ever heard of the phrase pattern more than badminton? All in all, what I'm trying to say for the 5 C's of Singapore is that, it's part of the Singaporean culture, whereby wealth, or its byproducts are needed for flaunting. With culture, different groups of people adopt different habits to adapt to their different habitats. Hope I didn't lose you there. I'm sure eating a person's meat and drinking his blood is easily accepted by people back then, am I right? If the Almighty God does exist, so can the flying spaghetti monster. If there was a so-called God, nothing would be impossible. Hell, no pun intended, with enough believers, God will disperse the COVID-19 virus in a snap. Having the elections is more important than your safety. Remember to vote, and preferably for me, the P. This video proves that I don't need anyone's approval to make the content I want to make. The better medicine are known as vaccines, which prevent diseases and viruses from ever causing harm to your body. After all, prevention is better than cure, As the saying goes, there was a buffer time of at least 15 seconds for gamblers to place their bets. That amount of time is figuratively days for background algorithm to work out the least popular bet combination. The online casino may refuse to allow a cash withdrawal. After all, what can the gambler do? Report to the police? It's illegal for anyone to gamble on any online casino in Singapore. Look at the bloody harsh punishments too. Being a veteran in casino gambling, I've avoided card games completely and only played the dice game. I'm proud to say that in it, I've managed to walk away from the table as a winner. Quick tip for you guys, spot the patterns and bet on those that give higher payouts. Just pouring cereal into my bowl of milk. I mean pouring milk into my bowl of cereal, because I'm not a psychopath. Anyway, breakfast is therefore made in 10 seconds. The good side of a crisis arises if people are willing to help out one another. One instance is the local Singaporeans are much more charitable than before due to the crisis. Also, there are all these charitable groups created from this pandemic so as to help the poor and needy. Sun is up, time to get up for work. Sun goes down, time to return home for sleep. That was how life used to be back then. Now, it's a little more complicated. Oh, you still can do that now? How daring! One day, a startup owner needs more funding as the company's revenue is not enough to pay for both his salary and the company's operating costs. He is unwilling to accept a lower than usual salary. So, he approaches his close friend, who is a rich person's advisor. He asks the advisor to convince his boss to fund his startup, promising a cut of the funding received if successful. So, the advisor does his thing, aided by the faked annual reports provided by the startup owner. Alas, the rich boss agrees to invest $1 million to the seemingly promising startup, but is in fact a struggling sinking boat. The advisor gets, for example, 1% of that amount, which is $10,000. The remaining $990,000 is all up to the startup owner to spend. If he still has some morality, majority of that money should be used on his company, to either improve productivity or create new products. But, most people will just keep that much money for themselves. Therefore, the rich boss will never see a single cent returned to him from that investment of $1 million. Of course, the startup owner can cut out the middleman instead and just find rich people on his own, if he can be convincing on anyone. Everyone likes delicious chocolate. It is an exquisite snack and people of all ages would not be ashamed to consume it. You need to be flexible, like a curve. Just because an obstacle is in your way does not mean you have to stop, just think of another way out. It means that a woman's butt is so curvy that its cheeks can clap together. Ah, the marvels of the human body. But anyway, I am not encouraging women to intentionally make their butts fat. It will cause obesity, which is not the definition of being curvy. The recommended age ranges include children and adults generally, but the elders should have been injected with the vaccine specifically made for them, not these two. What I wanted to say was the English. This was from the Borough Market, located in England's London by the way. So don't just target Asians for eating such meats too. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for dogs and cats living in China, as its citizens have acquired a taste for both, and they will not be changing their appetite for the time being. People eat what they can find, it's just the way of life. Do not hate on them if they do eat something which is not widely acceptable. That is their food culture after all. Perhaps what can be done about it is to improve the handling of such unorthodox food, such as ensuring the wildlife do not carry any harmful diseases or ensuring the ingredients are fully cooked. Let me tell you why coin is good. It represents the foundation of the economy. Started small, right down to the very first penny.
Got that penny.
Got a penny?
And after millions of years of that process, we have given life to, COVID-19. Fortunately, I'm different. I'll have all of you know that I cross roads without using my phone, because it's called common sense. You cannot assume that every driver will look out for you. Look at them. Just look at them. How can anyone bear to hurt them, let alone eat them? These people are smart to own at least one corgi. Remember that dogs are friends, not food. Donald Trump has changed things forever, and it is for the worse. The changes, which are non-exhaustive, are as listed: slowing globalization, denial of science, and spreading of lies. The most well-deserved public figure to be cancelled so far would be him. He has admitted that he did do something inappropriate. Good for you. you annoying sexual predator and litter bug. Learn to respect the boundaries of others, don't insult them with money. Now use the spare time to reflect on your actions and behavior. It's the most wonderful time of the year, so yeah, please do whatever you want to do, as long as it benefits the less fortunate and privileged. That's all for now, and I shall see you next year.